guys, welcome to Big Sister. Thank you for stopping by, watching my channel. I want to get on here, guys, and talk with you very quickly. Do you know that bullies are the minorities? Bullies are the minorities. That means when you go to school, you don't go to school and there's just a bunch of bullies at school. There's normally one. Well, there's only a handful. Most people that are going through things with a bully, there's this one person who's in their class, or this one person that they see in the cafeteria or in the hallway during a certain period. This one person bothers them. But what happens, what causes a bully to appear to be such a giant and there have such influence? Because people are standing by and doing nothing. There's probably one or two bullies or so out of a school out of 500. How many bullies do you think is really there? Probably 12. And there's normally one bully in a classroom. One bully that's out there during recess. And the funny thing about bullies are they're always looking for a small person. I've never seen someone bullying a person their size, or maybe they'll probably go with their size, but it's never someone bigger than them. Because sometimes with bullies, you have to look in their background. And I really believe this is something that the school should look into. If there is a bully at school, the family should be investigated. That's just my 2 cents on that. Because what happens is parents and these individuals, they're just dropping off the child, and the child is everybody's problem for 8 hours. There's one child that is causing so much disruption that the other 15 or 18 students in the classroom cannot learn. Because that child is being disruptive, and an entire class period is spent with trying to get this child to behave. The child is challenging the teacher, bothering another student. People are all trying to concentrate, but they cannot. Why are we allowing one child to disrupt us? To bring fear, cause teens to want to kill themselves. Because what's happening is there is a bully is basically a tiny ant that's being given so much light and so much shine that they appear bigger, just like a shadow. If I was to hold the straw that I'm looking at right now, this skinny little straw, and then I get a flashlight and I put it near that light, the straw is going to look so much bigger than what it really is. And the thing is, a lot of attention is being given to the bully as they pick on the smaller person, as they pick on someone with a group of other people because they're cowards. That's what it is. If you're a bully and you're listening, you're a coward. Because you pinpoint someone and you get another group of chickens that get together and they want to fight. Or, maybe you're not. Maybe you are a person, you're tough, but what's tough about trying to fight somebody who doesn't want to fight you back? It's like you go in a boxing ring and the person doesn't want to fight you. There's another boxer backing up and you're just pounding on them and they're not hitting you at all. That's weakness. Why do I want to beat up the person that's not doing anything? Because you're weak. So, as I said, the parents need to be looked at. Because when it becomes the parent's problem, that's when that parent will be more inclined. It is my belief that the parent will be more inclined to do something about their child. When you're going to get called in from work, when it's not an option whether you're going to pick the child up or not, you need to come and get your child right now. And if you don't get the child right now, then we're going to call the authorities. People will think, oh, don't call the cops. One of the things that I'm telling my children, there's a bully, someone threatening you. No, you don't call the teacher. You dial 911. I'm not playing. If they come, well, why did you call us? Well, it's not the principal's job to deal with a child that's threatening. And if this child was outside or at home threatening the parent and the parent called the cops, it wouldn't be a problem. You'll be taking the child out of the house or whatever y'all will be doing with the child. So therefore, how much more does a minor need to ensure that they are safe if an adult can call the police on the child? A disruptive child, a child that's threatening them. Parents, you listening to me, your child is being bullied, stop calling the teacher and dial 911. But let's go back to what I was saying. When parents need to come in, you need to come here or your child's going to be at the police station waiting on you. Now that you're going to put the child in jail, they could sit right there at the front waiting on the parents to come and pick them up. Because when that starts to happen, mom and dad has to get off work and their day is disrupted. If they're not working, they have to leave the soap operas or have to leave whatever she's doing, her business at home, his business at home. When they have to start doing that to come and get their child, then they may be more inclined to do what they need to do to get that child on track. It is also my opinion that bullies, sometimes you have to investigate their families because they may be at home being bullied and being mistreated. They may have siblings that's beating them up and really causing them harm and pain. So they come to school and they're doing what's called displacement. They're taking it out on anybody. Displacement is, a person has a bad day at work and they go home and they kick the cat and they complain about the cooking and some people may have a parent like that. When this parent comes home, all the peace is gone. That parent has a lot of things going on, and what they're doing is they take it out on their families. It's not right, but this is what they're doing. It is called displacement. Some parents just wake up angry. But that's what bullies do. But take a look around yourself, because most children that are going and being bullied is not that they're just walking in school and just bullies everywhere. It's just one person. So I believe that as a group, when people are being bullied, you need to speak up. You that's popular, you that's the cheerleader, you that's the football player, you that's the popular one, you stand up and you say, leave him alone. If the class says leave him alone, the majority of everyone's saying no and standing up for this person. Someone's being bullied at the bus stop and on the bus, and the majority of the kids, those 40 children on the school bus or 20-some people say, no, you're not going to mess with him. You're not going to mess with her. That bully is going to sit down. But when everyone just takes out their phone and go, oh, then not only is that child or that individual being bullied by this group of kids or this person, but they're also being let down by another 30, 40 people just looking. Bullies are indeed the majority. Bullies are indeed the minority. And it's time, guys, that you let that be known. I'm not encouraging anyone to hurt a bully. I'm not encouraging anyone to beat up a bully, because something most of the time is going on with them. But school and the environment where you should be educated is not the place for anybody, any parent, whether it's the parent of the bully, because sometimes parents may not know. Sometimes a parent does not know their child is actually going to school and doing this type of stuff. But no principal, no teacher, no student, no person working in the lunchroom, nobody is supposed to be dealing with a child that's trying to harm and to do things wrong to people. This is not the environment for it. This is something that the parent needs to figure out. Sometimes I would encourage, even if the schools will consider it, doing some kind of therapy, getting the child, people that's identified as being problematic, there needs to be some place they can go for anger management. That needs to happen. They're referred out. The parent, you need to do this before they come back. Because, like I said, some parents know their children. And they are glad every day they can send their problematic child to school for 8 hours, just get them out their hair to come home. And it's like maybe about another few hours before they have to go to bed, and they send them back out again. But when they are being affected, when they have to come in, when they have to go pick up the child from the police station, something's going to change. When parents are looked at, what's going on? Why is your child coming into the school like this? What is going on? When the parent knows that they may be investigated and looked at, things will change. And when the majority of the school stands up, whether you know that person being bullied or not, when people say, leave him alone, get off of her, leave them alone. A lot of times that bully, that child, is going to follow the majority. The majority is like, we're not going to have it. A lot of times they're going to follow the majority. When the parents are having to come in and having to deal with a child, a lot of times that's where the change is going to be. What's going on is we are turning the bully into a big giant when it's just these few people in the entire school. It's just one person in the class. But people are practicing the bystander effect. And the bystander effect really came into play when a woman, I believe her first name was Kitty, years ago. I believe this happened in the 50s, I think. And this woman was literally murdered in New York City by this man. She was screaming for help and everything, and nobody helped her. Nobody helped her. And the man killed her. And we see that today. Someone can literally be assaulted, beaten, and murdered, and someone's watching it. No one's jumping in, no one's helping. Yes, sometimes people are crazy. You got to save your life. Things can turn around. But more often than not, people are just cowardly, and they'll rather upload it and get some likes and shares. What kind of world are we living in? You always have to think, what if that was me? What if that was my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother? Would I want somebody to just stand there and let somebody walk over to my sister, walk over to my mom, walk over to my father and do something like this? Would I want someone to treat my grandmother, my grandfather like this? Because you see, that bully that's being coddled and aided and abetted by no one's doing anything can turn around and be this adult that turn around and become your worst nightmare. That bully grows up from school, and then they go to work and they go to the job and they become a bully in society. They get some education and they can still be bullies, and others that just continue being a certain way in life until they end up going to prison with a bunch of other bullies. Whatever the reasons, realize if you really pay attention, you're not walking into school with just a bunch of bullies everywhere. It's not like you're walking into like a prison where everybody's looking like, you see what I mean? And I dare say in some prisons, that stuff's not even allowed. So why are we allowing this out here? When you're being bullied, dial 911. They start telling you you can't call the police. Why not? My life is being threatened. Why not? I'm in physical danger. And they may try to threaten you, but that's when you go to the media. There is no rule that says you're too young to dial 911. A child can dial, a little baby can dial 911. A 5-year-old can dial 911 if they see that mom and dad has fallen down, something has happened. And 911 is there to help you for medical and anytime you are in any sort of danger. Learn to dial 911. Call the police on these bullies. Stop calling the teachers, because the teacher's tired as well. And realize again, bullies are the minority. They're not the majority. So that means the majority that witnesses this bully picking on somebody need to come together, stand up and say no. And watch how that child will stop doing what they're doing. The minute a class says you're not going to do it, not attacking, guys. I'm telling you, don't go attacking and beating this person up. But if they're doing something, you can pull them away and call the police and say no, or before they even get to this person. If the majority stands up and says no, and if you're popular and you say no, watch how that person's going to shrink back. And then you may be the popular person, you're the bully. But if other people say no, you're wrong, Because popular people, they need approval. So if they see disapproval and other people saying you're wrong, they'll stop doing what they're doing, because popular people, they need people's approval. Hope this makes sense, guys. Talk soon.